Hello. If you're watching this video, then you have recently participated in our survey study and would like to now know two things. One, whether you are eligible or not to try for a bonus payment. And two, if eligible, then which of the choices that you've made during the study will be played for real to determine your bonus payment. This video is going to provide answers to these two questions. In order to determine the eligible participants, we are going to generate 5 random numbers between 0 and 99. And if the last two numerical values in your prolific ID give one of these 5 random numbers, then you will be eligible. This means that eventually, on average, 5 out of every 100 participants will be eligible to try for a bonus payment. Let us show you an example to illustrate. Imagine that your prolific ID is as shown on the slide, highlighted in red. If this were your prolific ID, then notice that the last two numerical values are 0 and 5. This means that you would be eligible if one of the 5 random numbers that we are going to draw is 0, 5. Notice that you are eligible if one of the numbers is 0, 5, not 5, 0. After we determine who the eligible participants are, we will then determine which of the choices made during the study will be played for real to determine the bonus payment. And we will do that determination later on in this video. Before we draw the random numbers, please keep in mind that during the study, you made you answered two types of choice questions. Type 1 concerned choices between two uncertain options. Type 2 concerned choices between certain CO2 reductions on one hand and monetary amounts for you on the other hand. The first 4 of the random numbers that we will generate determine eligibility to play one of the type 1 questions. The remaining, that is the 5th random number, will determine eligibility to play one of the type 2 questions. So with that in mind, let us now generate the 5 numbers. To do so, we are going to use an online random number generator at this URL. So let us click on the URL. And here's the page with the online random number generator. We said that we are going to generate a random number between 0 and 99. And we're going to generate 5 random numbers. And we don't allow any repeats. So by pressing on the button calculate, we are going to now generate 5 numbers. So let's do that. And here are the results. Here are the 5 numbers generated. So we're going to copy these numbers and record them in our slide. The 5 generated numbers are here. So we said that the first 4 numbers will determine eligibility for type 1 choice question. So the first number is 35. The second number is 43. The third number is 82. The fourth number is 22. So if the last 2 numerical values in your prolific ID match any one of these 4 numbers, then you are eligible for type 1 choice question to be played out for real to determine your bonus payment. If the last two numerical values in your prolific ID are 7, 9, then you are eligible for type 2 question. Now, let us determine which type 1 and type 2 questions will be played for real. Firstly, for type 1 questions, recall that the option 1 in these kinds of questions always involved some uncertain event. In fact, in total, you encountered 12 different kinds of uncertain events. They are listed here on the slide. Notice that there were 6 events that concerned the color composition of a box. You didn't know the color composition during the study. And 6 of the events concerned the climate anomaly in May 2023. Because there are 12 different events, in order to decide which of these events is the relevant one for your bonus payment, we are going to generate a random number between 1 and 12. If the number is, for example, 4, then notice that the relevant event is the color of a ball drawn from the box. You didn't know the color composition during the study, but it was predetermined, and we are revealing it to you now. So the color composition of the box is in fact 42 yellow, 8 blue, and 50 red balls. If we draw an uncertain event with this box, then we will draw a ball from this box, so from a box that contains exactly this color composition, and we will do so during our live session in June 2023. If we now draw a number which corresponds to an uncertain event about the climate anomaly in May 2023, then we will check the May Global Climate Report, which will be published in June 2023. And again, you will be able to follow all of this during our live session in June 2023. So with that in mind, let us now draw a random number between 1 and 12 to decide which of the 12 uncertain events is relevant. So we use the same online random number generator, but this time we are generating a number between 1 and 12. And we're going to generate only one number. And so by pressing on calculate, we will generate that number. So let us do that now. And the result is 6. Let us see which of the uncertain events corresponded to 6. So take a look. Number 6, this is the event that the color of the ball drawn is blue or red. So the relevant option is you get 15 euros if the ball drawn from the box has either color blue or color red. So let us go ahead and copy this relevant event. And record it. So the relevant option 1 is 15 euros. You get 15 euros if the ball drawn from the box has color blue or color red. Recall also that for these kinds of choices, you had an option 2, which had promised to pay you 15 euros with a certain exact percentage chance. In total, during the study, you encountered 24 different kinds of percentages. And now we're going to decide which of these 24 is relevant, option 2. To do that, we're going to generate now a random number between 1 and 24. And this number will decide which chance is relevant. So let's use the same online random number generator to generate a number between 1 and 24. So this time we're going to generate a number between 1 and 24, and we're generating one number. So let us now press on the button calculate to generate the number. And here we go. The number is 9. Let's take a look to see which chance corresponded to number 9. Number 9 is here, here, number 9. So you get 15 euros with 38% chance. Let us now note this down. So the relevant option 2 for you is that you get 15 euros with 38% chance. And the relevant option 1 was as determined previously. It's here. Option 1, you get 15 euros if the ball drawn is either blue or red. So let's note that down here. Okay, so okay, so this means that we are going to play out exactly this question in our live Zoom session in June 2023, where we will look up the choice that you made during the study between these two options. And you get exactly the option that you chose during the study. Either you get 15 euros if the ball drawn is either blue or red, or you get 15 euros with 38% chance, depending on what your preference was during the study. Let us now determine for eligibility type 2, which choice question is relevant. For type 2, recall that the choices involved a choice between, on one hand, reducing 1 ton of CO2 from the atmosphere and getting 0 euros for yourself, and on the other hand, reducing 0 tons of CO2, but getting some amount of euros for yourself. Here's a snapshot of the screen that you encountered during the study. And you will recall that there were in total 24 choices. Here's just a snapshot, but the table here summarizes all the 24 choices that you encountered on that screen. On the left-hand side, there was always the option of reducing 1 ton of CO2 from the atmosphere, but getting 0 euros for yourself. On the right-hand side, the reduction of CO2 was 0, but the monetary amounts for you varied from minimum of 0 euros to all the way to 200 euros at the maximum. Because there were 24 such choices, now we're going to generate a random number between 1 and 24 to decide which of these 24 is the relevant choice question. So we're going to now use the same online calculator one last time to decide which question is relevant. Again, we're generating a number between 1 and 24, and we're generating one number And by pressing button calculate, we're going to generate that number. So let's do that now. And here we go. Here is the number, and the number is 10. So let's record that number. Let's first check which choice question corresponds to that number. And that's here, number 10. It involved either reducing under option 1 ton of CO2, or under option 2, getting 20 euros for yourself. So let's make recording of that. So the relevant option 1 is reducing 1 ton of CO2, but getting 0 euros for yourself. The relevant option 2 is reducing 0 tons of CO2, but getting 20 euros for yourself. And so this means that your payment will depend on the actual choice that you made between these two options during the study. We're going to look up the choice that you made during our live session in June 2023. So now that you know which one of you are eligible and which choice questions will be played for real, see you in June 2023. We are going to send you a message with the link to the live Zoom session. Bye-bye.